Hey everybody, it is your boy Captain Hunter coming at you again. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. I truly appreciate it. On today's show, we're going to make sure the men become the best versions of themselves like we always do. We're going to make sure the men become the best versions of themselves. And we got a good one for you today. We got Mamarula. I have no idea who this lady is, but we need to protect her at all costs. Mamarula, I got to give a shout out to Brother Phil Scott. He and a number of other individuals, Phil Scott, Candace Owens, a number of people are chiming in on this dating market. They're seeing that the absolute trash that's going on out here in the dating market, right? So they're commenting on it, and just, the divide, the difference between men and women is becoming stark and more stark every single day, and it's just madness. It's just truly just madness. So before we continue on, right, so up in the logos, up in the corners, I have my logos there, Captain Hunter's Podcast. Make sure you hit that rate, subscribe, and share button. Also, I have my consulting business logo, LMH Consulting Services. If you're looking for a police expert testimony, witness, etc., make sure you check those out. Started a third channel. LMH Consulting Services, I do a podcast where I talk about police issues, right? I used to talk about it here. Now I want to focus on police issues. So if you want to hear about my breakdown of different police videos, etc., check out LMH Consulting Services. I started a new channel concerning my dissertation process, my PhD process, and what I went through to become a PhD, right? So other people talk about their life journeys, vlogs about stuff. So I'm going to talk about mine, what it was like going back as an older individual, my journey, my school, what I think about higher education, the state of higher education, men in education, etc., etc. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check that out. It is really just a conversation as if we're sitting in a car. Not a lot of data, stats, and stuff like that. Just my own experiences and what I think and what I feel about the state of education. Black men in college, is a PhD worth it? My dissertation process, all that. Just me sitting in the car, just driving around, talking about that. All right, so we're gonna get into this Mamarula video here. Mamarula video. Am I saying that right? Mamarula, yeah. So she needs to become everybody's favorite auntie, favorite mama. For me, I'm a little bit older, so my play cousin, play sister. So we need to hear and heed the advice that she has to give. So we're going to get into it. Here is the recording, and let's get into it. Shout out to Phil Scott, where I got this video from. So when he cuts it off, that's where I cut it off at as well. So get on in here. Let's pull up a seat. Let's hear what Mamarula has to say.
I saw the news this morning, and it was this lady on there putting a man on blast because he was taking her to cheesecake for the first date.
Correct.
So I want to talk to you about that.
Okay, let's talk.
Yeah, because she put him on blast. First of all, the fact that she had to go live because she on the first date says she don't go on many dates because it's no need to go live for that. I am a little old fashioned. So what I say,
Mamarula is a little old fashioned. So she's schooling her young pup here. The mama bear schooling the young pup with a bathrobe on. You gotta love it, right? She's old fashioned. So, but I appreciate that, right? And she obviously herself decided to do this. I don't know I doubt if it's live, but she just heard about this, right? So we about the Cheesecake Factory lady who refused to go to the Cheesecake Factory. I myself have done a video about this, right? And this whole vibe is gone viral. Not paying for oysters, or loading up on first dates and oysters, all this foolishness, right? Passport bros. This is stuff that's becoming mainstream. It's being talked about in the news. Passport bros not going to the Cheesecake Factory, buying oysters on first dates. All this kind of stuff has gone viral. It's become a problem, right? Even another set of viral videos was the sense of lists. Made the news. Lists about men that women have for men, and of course, men responded. And then women responded. So there was a response to the response. And then there was a response to the response to the response. And then there was a response to the response to the responses. Absolutely crazy. So let's get back to Miss Mamarula schooling her young pup here about the do's and don'ts and the bees and wannabes about dating and mating because she doesn't want her son to be taken advantage of.
Y'all might not agree with it, but let me talk to y'all for just a minute. So one, she go live and say, y'all Cheesecake Factory. Y'all Cheesecake Factory. Now I'm wondering who y'all is, because whoever y'all is would have had to come pick her up, because I would have left her behind sitting right there at the Cheesecake Factory. A table for one is always good enough. Y'all should have watched the Muppets. They said that. Now check this out, son.
Mm-hmm. Now maybe if they watched the Muppets, they would know right from wrong, and they would have better manners than the woman exhibited on that Cheesecake Factory date. And she's saying that check this out, son. So apparently it is her son. So what she got to say to her son?
Okay, let me tell you the purpose of going on a first date, mind you.
There we go.
Okay, it's to get to know the person, because you don't know you like them. All you know is you attracted to them. They caught your eye. They haven't captured your heart. So they shouldn't have access to your wallet. Okay, the second thing of the purpose of a date, especially a first date, okay, is to enjoy yourself in a comfortable, safe environment. You want to laugh. You want to ask questions. Most of the time, if the date is real good, you're not even eating. So this is what I want to ask. My mother raised me as a single parent, and she did take time to raise me. Here's some rules and things that she taught me coming up as a child. Number one, don't ever go nowhere hungry. Matter of fact, I don't care if it's family. You don't go to your auntie house walking in there asking for food. You don't go to your grandmother's house walking in the door saying you hungry. You certainly don't need no broad getting in the car and she ain't got nothing to eat. The second thing is, because my mama was a real mother.
I'm not sure how much I agree with that. I'm going somewhere to eat, but okay, certainly don't go to other people's houses expecting them to feed you. I can understand if they offer to feed you, that's great. Okay. What else you got to say, Mamarula?
She raised me until the age of 13, where she met my father, who's my bonus dad, but he's my father. Do you understand me? It's a difference between a daddy and a father. He my daddy. My father is the sperm donor. Okay, check this out. He's my dad. I want you to ask them, where's the restaurant they daddy take them? You asking him about the first restaurant he gonna take you to. What's the last restaurant your daddy took you to? Because you shouldn't be coming to him to be your daddy. That's not his role. It's a first date. I want y'all to bring that down to level 3. Y'all way on 10 with this foolishness and want to embarrass somebody. My second question is, have you ever been anywhere? Where do you take yourself? Let me see your checkbook registry. Let me log into your bank account and see what you feed yourself on a regular basis. Where do you take yourself for lunch or dinner? That's the next question I want you to answer. And then the third thing about this, come on back over here, because I need you to
Where you going, young pup? Where you going? Why you backing up? Stay there and get this education, man. We need this. Your mother is schooling you, boy. Where you going?
Understand what time it is.
Right.
A lady is going to be there for the purpose of what it's for. She's not looking for food because she's hungry that she can't afford, so she can take it to go and get a doggy bag. I'm going to wrap this up to go. Why? You ain't going to have food tomorrow? That's a poverty mindset. So
I wonder if she's talking about the oyster situation there. I wonder if she's talking about that. I don't know. I don't know which one was first, though. Fruit cheesecake or the oyster incident, where this woman just racked up just bunch of oysters. And I'm quite sure that Mamarula has heard these different stories about women just taking stuff to go and got to buy it for me and my kids. Oh my God, man! Just what is going on?
a first date, again, is to get to know the person,
Correct.
to hang out, have fun. Y'all should be laughing and talking. It don't need to be a steakhouse. We don't even know if you worth a steak. You might just be worth a piece of bread.
Oh.
So, ladies.
Cheesecake Factory does have some good bread, especially the honey bread. Yeah, it got some good bread. But do you even deserve that? That woman didn't even deserve that.
Young ladies, grow up. Get some maturity about yourself. Y'all buying titties, lashes, booties, and everything else. And you want somebody else to feed you. Save your money, stop buying your body, and put it to the side so you can have some food.
I can't eat, but I got this nice big breasts.
responsibility. Now, once you dating a man, and once he get to know you and y'all vibing and he want to take you to a nice restaurant, guess what that mean? You well deserving of that. He think enough about you to make a reservation. But some of you don't have reservations about your mouth. You talk bad, you disrespectful, you ghetto, you trifling, you don't have an income that substantiates what you want this man to do. You don't reserve being lazy. You full out lazy. You have no reservations on that. But you want the men to make a reservation for a restaurant, but you don't reserve what's between your legs. You passing it out like candy. You rated E for everybody.
Okay. So Phil Scott's shut it off there, so I got to shut it off there. I didn't find the full video. I'm not on TikTok like I used to be. So maybe I'll get back on there one day. So anyway, so that's the video right there. So, right. So let's go over some of her key points here. I took some notes here. So some key points here, right? First off, right, let's talk to the women and the whole state of dating. Then we'll get to the men. How men can stop this type of foolishness, or at least cause it to calm down a little bit, right? Because she's saying they're on 10. We can get. She says pull it back to 3. But it's on 10. Maybe we can scale it back to 6. You know, let's see what we can do here, right? So a woman, she ought to be going. Right. Well, as anyone in general, don't go to people's houses hungry. So Thanksgiving's coming up as I record this. Don't go to people's houses hungry. So just have some general manners. If you go to someone's house and they decide to feed you, they offer. It's always good to offer. I think, but certainly you shouldn't go there with the expectation of that, right? Have some manners, have some respect about other people. The food is expensive now, right? Where was the last place that your daddy took you? Right? Here's the father issues. Here's the daddy issues that are coming up, right? Where's the last place that your father took you? Where's the last place that your daddy took you? And she made a distinction between fathers and dads and all that kind of stuff. So she met her daddy when she was 13, but through her mother, and said, okay, this man obviously showed her love, gave her respect, and showed her and treated her in a certain way. So where was the last place that your daddy took you? That's something that the ladies need to ask themselves. I've taken my daughter to all different types of restaurants, fancy and non-fancy, from McDonald's to Burger King to upper echelon restaurants as well. So that needs to be something that you show your daughter, and you be able to take her out and show her a good time, so she can know what to expect and what not to tolerate on dates, right? So build that. If you don't have that type of relationship with your father, maybe it's time that you develop one, so you're not looking for other people to fill in for this role that your daddy did not do. Have you been anywhere? Have you taken yourself anywhere? What's your checkbook look like? What's your bank account look like? What's your login information look like? Have you been anywhere, right? Or are you just trying to flex and floss because you think you deserve it because you've got big breasts, and et cetera, right? What does all that look like, right? Let's see. Right, a real lady will be there to be about you, to figure out who you are, be interested in what you are, be interested in what you do for a living, to laugh, to joke, to get to know you, and see whether she is deserving of your time, and see whether you are deserving of her time, right? So let's figure this thing out, right? And stop trying to flex and floss on the very first time that you get together, and that's not a good look, not a good idea. Instead of buying all these different fake accessories to enhance your body, why don't you buy some personality? Take some lessons, take some femininity classes, take some lessons to go to therapy, work on yourself in order to become a better person. Work on your daddy issues, work on your financial gold digging aspects, work on all that kind of stuff, right? So you become a better mate to someone, so you can become a better helpmate to someone, so you can help someone else achieve their goals, and so you can be a better person, a better person to be around for the long haul, right? Work on that. Buy that kind of stuff. Therapy, etc. Become reserved. Be less lazy. Learn how to cook and clean. These are not swear words. Learning how to cook and clean. Men need to know how to cook and clean. Women need to know how to cook and clean. Everybody needs to know how to cook and clean. And if a man is asking you to be to do certain things around the home, doesn't mean that he's trying to put you back to 100 years ago. Just means that he wants someone who can maintain, just like you looking for someone who can maintain. Whatever that is, figure that out and be able to do those types of things. So don't be lazy. Become reserved about your mouth. Become reserved about your attitude. Become reserved in your femininity. Become reserved about all these different types of things that are attractive to the type of man that you want. That provider male who can take you to these different restaurants. Yeah, that provider male wants something in return for that. He doesn't want attitude, lip service, and mouth. He doesn't want that. Become reserved about your body. Ooh. Hurts, don't it? Hurts. Become reserved about that. Be conservative about that. What does the type of man that you want? What does the type of man, that provider male who can take you to these different places, flew you out to different places, what does he want? He wants something in return. Be able to give it to him. And to the men out there, stop simping. The reason that this has become to the level of 10, as Mamarula said, is because men out there have simped out to a level of unparalleled proportions, flying women out here and there. This has destroyed the entire dating market. It's not going back. I understand that, but you got to understand that if it's not, number one, if it's not in your budget, and number two, if she's a woman, even if it is in your budget, and this woman is not worth your time, energy, and effort. Just because she has a banging body doesn't mean that she deserves this type of thing. And if you're doing these types of things to try to impress her, you will never be able to impress her. You will never be able to give up that. Let me play a stitch right here. So we can see exactly what I mean by this, right? So let's play this video right here.
If you have to convince a sister, a woman, that you are a good option, that you're her best option, right? By jumping through hoops, by proving yourself, by buying her stuff, by telling her what she wants to hear, she's not the one for you. That's what I tell my sons. Why do I say that? Because she clearly does not see you as her best option, right? She thinks you're just one of many, or maybe you're okay, but maybe another better one is coming, right? Now, if you finally convince her to marry you, what is going to happen in that relationship? What's going to be the power dynamic in that relationship? You've basically signed up for a life of her on a pedestal and you working overtime to please her. And sisters unfortunately hate it when I talk about this, right? Because this is the model we've been presented by society. A man's job is to please you. A man's job is to make sure you are happy. A man's job is to cater to you, etc. And the reality is, certainly as far as the deen is concerned, it's actually opposite. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam have taught us as women the importance of pleasing our husbands, of catering to our husbands, of looking after our husbands. If you have to...
That's that particular video. And you can see, once you start, you'll never be able to stop. Once you start, you'll never be able to stop. So don't start simping, and you won't ever have to do it, right? There's videos out here, or there's reports out here about women who are solely going out on dates just because they're hungry. There's another video. I don't know if I can find this one. Maybe it might be a posting that I saw about a woman who was. What did she do? She was she was matching up with different people on Tinder, and as she matched up with these people on Tinder, she would match with them, guys that she didn't really go for during the day, go out, hang out with them, and then at night she had another match waiting in which she would spend the night with, if you know what I'm saying, right? So you got to figure out which one you are. You got to figure out where you are in this food chain and in these level of options that women have. And if you're fine with just being the guy who's taking her on dates and just enjoying your day with her, and she's going home and sleeping with other people, if that's good for you, that's fine for you, but that's not fine for me. And I refuse to be that person. So that's not going to be me. And so listen, it is what it is. But I wouldn't be doing that kind of thing. So men, stop simping. Also, men, become the father that she talked about with your own biological kids. And if you do have stepchildren, be that father that she's talking about. Take your daughter places. Take your son places so they know how to treat a lady, so your daughter knows how to be treated by a man, right? Take your daughters out, show them a good time, show them how it should be done, tell your son how to do this, how to do that, show them, exemplify that type of behavior so they know how to do it. I understand that chivalry is essentially dead. I understand that there's women out there who are not going to go for the nice guy. You got to figure out what's the best fit for you. There are some women out there, clearly and surely, there are some women out there who do not appreciate a nice guy, who do not appreciate a man who's going to pull out pull out the chair before we sit at the table, who's going to open up car doors for you, bring you flowers. They don't even know what that looks like. So there's countless videos in this space about women who don't know what that looks like, or don't appreciate that, don't want that. They want the guy who's going to go upside their head. They want the guy who's going to cuss them out. They want the guy who's going to leave them on the side of the road. They want it. They're attracted to that. It's absolutely crazy. Be the best version of yourself that you could be. And if a woman doesn't like it, doesn't accept it, then it is what it is. That woman is obviously emotionally, psychologically damaged. So do not become that type of person. So fathers out there, be the best fathers that you can be. Exemplify the type of behavior for your son and for your daughter. And let's see. Don't come to my house hungry. Bias of personality. It goes for the men and for the women. Learn how to cook clean. Men and women become reserved. I think that's it. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions about Mamarula's advice and the young Muslim, I don't know her name either, advice concerning about how the dating market has changed and all that. So let me know your thoughts, your opinions. Much love and peace, everyone.